Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our opening session of the first annual Open Texas Conference. My name is Christy Park. I'm the Executive Director of the Texas Digital Library, and I'm here on behalf of the Open Texas 2021 Steering Committee to begin today's session. We're going to start today with a land acknowledgement from Ursula Pike, Associate Director of the Digital Higher Education Consortium of Texas. Ursula.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Ayuki. Hello, my name is Ursula Pike, and I am a member of the Karuk tribe. The Open Texas 21 Steering Committee and Program Committee want to acknowledge the lands on which this conference is being held virtually. We'd like to begin today by recognizing and honoring the original stewards of this land and region. We honor the federally recognized tribes, including the Alabama Coshada tribe of Texas, the Kickapoo traditional tribe of Texas, the Isleta del Sur Pueblo. We acknowledge the state recognized tribes, including the Lipan Apache tribe and the Texas Band of Yaqui Indians. We honor the Coahuitecan, Mescalero Apaches, Tonkawa, Karankawa, Eastern Pueblo, Caddo, Carrizo, Comecrudo, and Comanche, or Numunu in their language. We acknowledge these nations as the first peoples of this land that continues to carry their stories. They are important parts of not only the history of this area, but also in continuing knowledges of this place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ursula. It's now my great pleasure to introduce two representatives of our host institution, the University of Houston downtown. First, we'll hear from UHD's Interim President, Dr. Antonio D. Tillis.
Good morning. I am Dr. Antonio D. Tillis, Interim President of the University of Houston downtown. I'm excited to bring you greetings as you prepare to engage in workshops, training, and seminars during the inaugural Open Texas Conference. UHD, in conjunction with our colleagues at Houston Community College and the Houston Area OER Consortium, has curated a highly interactive two-day virtual conference to assist participants in learning additional tools and strategies to support OER education. Hosting a virtual conference is no easy task, but this event today is a significant milestone in the work that began in 2018 during the OER statewide summit. As you all engage in the plenary sessions, remember that this is transformative work. Open educational resources enrich our students' learning experiences by providing access to educational materials and research resources that are not easily accessible in the public domain. Over the last year, COVID has taught us that we cannot take educational access for granted. As we continue to train 21st century scholars, UHD is committed to advancing the course offerings to include more OER-focused and free and low-cost materials classes. We are committed to changing higher education by making it more affordable for students to retrieve class materials while giving our educators freedom to create more specialized courses. The UHD Center for Teaching and Learning Excellence has supported OER initiatives for a few years through their efforts to assist faculty seeking to design and redesign courses using OER materials. Additionally, UHD's OER Task Force has worked tirelessly to bring the university into compliance with the Texas OER law. In one of its many capacities, this task force engages in research to develop best practices for the implementation of OER into our classrooms. These are just a few initiatives UHD has engaged in to comply with Texas law to provide fair and equitable access to our students. Thank you to the UHD Hosting Committee, and thanks to each of you for agreeing to be a part of the Texas OER journey. The following 2 days would not be possible without open collaboration with the Digital Higher Education Consortium of Texas, the Texas Digital Library, the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, Houston Community College, and the UHD College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Cheers for a successful 2021 Open Texas Conference.
Thank you so much to Dr. Tillis, and apologies to all of you for the audio difficulties at the start of that video. We'll make sure that that welcome, the recording of the welcome, is posted in the conference platform so that you're able to hear the whole thing. Next, we're going to hear from Dr. Eric C. Link, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs at the University of Houston downtown. Dr. Link.
Christy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Good morning, colleagues, and welcome to the first annual Open Texas Conference. My name is Eric Link, and I am Provost here at UHD, and I'm honored to welcome you to this statewide event. I want to thank each of you for dedicating your time to not only the preservation of digital research content central to our collective intellectual heritage, but perhaps more importantly, to ensuring that students across our institutions and beyond have equitable access to resources that can support their learning and their research. I want to give special thanks to our partners, DigiTex, the Digital Higher Education Consortium of Texas, Texas Digital Library, and Houston Community College. UHD welcomes the opportunity to join these great organizations in offering this two-day conference that brings together librarians, faculty, administrators, and other open education practitioners and advocates from across our state to learn about and discuss the importance of engaging with and adopting open education resources. I'd also like to recognize the organization committee that helped to organize this conference: Chandra Robertson of the University of Houston downtown, Nathan Smith of Houston Community College, Jocelyn Escobar of UHD, Michelle Hernandez Perez of UHD, David Ryden, also here at UHD. And although I cannot list them all by name here, let me also recognize the program committee co-chaired by Chandra Robertson and Nathan Smith, who assembled this great two-day event. Just like so many of the TDL member institutions, the University of Houston downtown is committed to making higher education increasingly accessible by working to remove barriers, financial and otherwise, that serve as challenges to our students. As we all know, the cost for college-level resources is a hindrance to many students, and this cost continues to increase, which in turn prevents many highly qualified, dedicated students from completing their degrees. One positive step forward is through the adoption of open educational resources, which can help make a secondary degree more achievable for tens of thousands of our students across the state of Texas. Here at UHD, we have made OER a point of emphasis, and faculty across the campus have started to adopt OER-friendly strategies as an important tool for removing some of the financial and access challenges that serve as barriers for our students. To help develop this work and build a culture of equitable access to learning resources on campus here at UHD, a faculty-led task force has been driving the adoption of OER on our campus. Under the leadership of Dr. Rob McGee and others at UHD, our OER task force has worked with our registrar to capture courses that identify as no cost. This spring, we served over 680 students in the 37 courses that chose to use this identifier. We still have much more work to do as we continue to increase the number of courses that adopt this identifier, but it represents a significant step forward for our campus and helps to illustrate the possibilities inherent in OER here at the University of Houston downtown. Our intention is to offer courses in each discipline that use open educational resources. This will allow us to address some of the financial barriers our students face in their pursuit of higher education, which will better equip us as an institution to empower even more Houstonians to achieve a secondary degree. But to make a lasting change across the state requires collaboration. This inaugural Open Texas Conference marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts to provide access to the fundamental tools of our trade. The resources needed to provide quality educational experiences in the classroom, promote and support scholarship, and archive the intellectual documents that shape our lives. This two-day virtual conference offers an opportunity to us to hear from our friends and colleagues across the state of Texas and to make the kinds of discoveries and connections that will help us move our OER efforts forward in positive and productive ways. Let me conclude simply with a thank you to all of the attendees for being here virtually to advance these important conversations. I believe that the next 2 days will be rich and rewarding, and I hope you all enjoy the conference. Thank you, Christy.
Thank you so much, Provost Link, and thank you to both you and Dr. Tillis for your warm welcomes and your university's service in hosting this event for the state. When we first began planning this event many months ago, our hope had been to gather in person on the UHD campus. Obviously, the way the conference looks today is a little bit different from that original vision, but we're excited about the opportunities that this digital environment provides us. For one thing, we have more than 1,100 folks registered for this conference today and tomorrow. But we have continued to be grateful for the generosity and expertise of our host institution, University of Houston Downtown. So thank you very much. I want to add my thanks to Dr. Links and Dr. Tillis's on behalf of the Open Texas Steering Committee, which was comprised of representatives from UH Downtown and of the 3 co-organizing institutions who have joined forces to provide this virtual space for learning, sharing, and advocacy for open educational resources. Those 3 organizations are shown here on this slide: the Texas Digital Library, which I represent, the Digital Higher Education Consortium of Texas, or DigiTex, and the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. This is the first ever, and we hope first of many, Open Texas conferences, but it builds on the successes of a couple of previous events that some of you may have attended. First, the 2018 Statewide OER Summit, co-organized by TDL and the Texas State Library and Archives Commission. And second, the 2019 Statewide Open Education Texas Convening, co-organized by DigiTex and the Coordinating Board. All of us from TDL, DigiTex, and the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board hope and expect that this first Open Texas conference will be a gathering place for members from across the Texas higher education community to share and learn about state-of-the-art research, practice, and advocacy in open educational resources and open pedagogy. And we hope that what we discuss and learn here today and tomorrow will engender ongoing conversations and collaborations across our institutions and disciplines. Whether you're an OER expert or new to the field, whether you are a faculty member using open textbooks and open pedagogical techniques in the classroom, or a student benefiting from low-cost and openly available resources, whether you are a researcher, librarian, administrator, policymaker, or just an interested bystander, we hope this conference will enrich our collective understanding of the opportunities and challenges that OER affords us as we seek to enhance student equity and student success at all of our colleges and universities. As we look forward to this great program over the next 2 days, I want to add my thanks to Provost Links and my warm appreciation to the Open Texas Program Committee, made up of members of the Houston Area OER Consortium and from our host institution. As Dr. Link mentioned, Chandra Robertson and Dr. Nathan Smith served as co-chairs of this committee and fearlessly led this amazing group of people who pulled this program and this conference together. All of us as attendees are in their debt for their excellent efforts. I also want to single out a couple of folks from this list whose work was absolutely essential to this conference taking place. Folks who helped with setting up these virtual spaces, logistics and communication, and just making sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Those folks include Heather Walker from DigiTex and Jocelyn Escobar from the University of Houston downtown, as well as Leah DeForest from TDL. Finally, thank you to DigiTex, to Houston Community College, University of Houston downtown, and the members of the Texas Digital Library, whose financial contributions have made it possible for all of us to attend free of charge at this important event. Before I conclude and hand it over to our program committee, to Chandra for some event notes, I want to call your attention to our conference code of conduct. This code, which every attendee agreed to when you registered, says in part that Open Texas is dedicated to providing a conference experience free from all forms of harassment and inclusive of all people. We know that the best problem solving and critical thinking happens when people with a wide array of experiences and perspectives come together to work in comfort and safety as peers. We therefore expect participants at Open Texas to help create thoughtful and respectful environments where that interaction can take place. And I encourage you to read the full code of conduct at the link provided on this slide, and to consider the ways that our presentations, comments, questions, and actions in these virtual spaces help to create that thoughtful and respectful environment for all attendees. And with that, I'm very pleased to hand it over to our inimitable program committee co-chair, Chandra Robertson from the College of Arts and Humanities at U of H downtown, for a few notes before we close this opening session.
Thank you, Christy, and welcome to each and every one of you. I would like to first thank Interim President Tillis, as well as Provost Link, for their warm welcome to our 2021 Open Texas Conference. And thank you to my other colleagues, to Ursula and Christy as well, for your vast knowledge and participation in the welcome this morning. So I will have a few notes for you, just for you to remember today. As a reminder, we have prepared 2 days worth of phenomenal presentations for you. Be sure to attend the plenary sessions, starting with our keynote address today from Dr. Darion Pollard, president of Montgomery College in Rockville, Maryland. Tomorrow, we will hear from the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, as well as conclude with a student panel discussion. I want to remind everyone of some particulars during the conference. The launch chat feature will allow you to start an informal chat session one-on-one or as a group. There will be some preloaded group chat topics available for you in that mode. Please be sure to create a profile, though, so that you can chat with and communicate with your other Open Texas 2021 participants. We also want you to give a shout out to this conference by posting to #OpenTX2021, as well as let us know where you are from by participating in the Padlet form that we have set up. Please copy the link that is posted in your chat window to access the page and enter your information. Lastly, I'm sorry, something popped up on my screen. Lastly, if you experience technical difficulties or have questions during the conference, you can contact our conference administrators by clicking on the Need Help icon located at the bottom of your screen. Additional help resources can be found by clicking the Need Help at the top of your screen. All right, now that we have all of the housekeeping instructions out of the way, let us all begin our journey into Open Texas 2021. The first concurrent sessions will begin at 10:30 a.m. Thank you.